All your friends are having a girlfriend or are having casual sex. Besides you, you're just sitting there working behind of your computer or commuting to work. You're going to bed early and nothing else is happening in your life besides that. Girls don't want you because you're uncool. You're boring because you have a vision. You have morals you live up to and respect. Perhaps you're even religious and God instructed you to only marry and forbade you to have a girlfriend in the first place. But your friends are actually of the same religion as you. But they're doing it still every weekend. They're going out, you're getting drunk, you're going to hookers. You kind of start having like this sense of missing out. And you're wondering, should I do the same thing? And it seems like you're the only one who isn't having fun. Well, listen up. Fuck that lifestyle. Because you are having fun. You don't want to end up like them. Because in the long term, that will not benefit you in any kind of way. What they are experiencing is only a distraction. Because all the time that they invest into going to girls, going to parties, doing this, doing that, getting drunk, that is time wasted that they could have spent working on themselves, developing themselves, and then eventually attracting the woman that they truly respect and want to have as a girl. The woman that they eventually want to marry. There was a point in my life where I had a lot of friends who went out to parties, they got drunk, they pulled girls, and they would have a lot of casual sex. And honestly, I was jealous because what was I doing? I was either at home playing video games, or I was smoking weed in my garden, or I was working. I was working on myself, working on music, working on developing myself, reading books and everything. And I saw these guys and I saw how much fun they were having, and I thought like, is it even worth my time to do all these things? Because they're having it right now. They're having that lifestyle right now. But you know what the thing is about those girls? They're not really that high quality. They're degenerates. Those girls had been in a lot of intimate relationships with many other guys. You know what the thing is also about those guys? They were pretending to be someone they were not in order to attract those girls. Because there will come a point where those girls will not be interested in them anymore because they want a real man. A man who has something built in his life. A man who has foundations. A man who has values and who they can build a family with. Well, guess what? That's you, brother. That is you in 10 to 15 years. But by the time that you are that guy, you don't want those girls. Because you know what they've been through. You know that they got a repertoire of body counts that you don't even have enough hands and fingers, hands and toes to count with. Like even your calculator will go into error mode. Because you at that moment, you want to have a woman who is of high value, who respects herself, who respects her chastity, who respects a man, who respects herself to keep herself to a man so that she can then marry that man and give everything that she has for him instead of entertaining other men. So why would you settle for a woman right now when in the future you don't want her anyways? Because a woman you can attract right now will not be at the level that you want her to be. So you will settle for less, and you don't want to settle for less. Because if you would settle for less, you would go to parties. And if you then decide to go to parties when you have all these morals, when you follow a religion, then nothing good will come out of it. Like there's even a story of like those friends when two of them were discussing who had the biggest size of penis, you know? And one of those girls who they were friends with and who they pulled like from parties and everything, she said like, okay, you guys, each of one go into the bathroom, get yourself hard, and then I'll decide which one has the biggest, you know? Like that's absolutely disgusting. That's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's sister. Doesn't that seem absolutely wrong? Is that a woman you want to have as a girlfriend? No. You don't want to have that woman as your girlfriend. Never. Because you don't want to have a girlfriend in the first place. You know, the thing about being boyfriend and girlfriend is that there's no commitment linked to it. And this is what I see very often with, like, also marriages, yes, but the risks are way too high to, like, cheat on somebody when you're married than if you're just boyfriend and girlfriend. Because if you're tired of her, you just dump her. If she's tired of you, she just dumps you. It's very easy. There's no high risk linked to it. There's like no system built up. What is the commitment? Oh, you're my girlfriend. We're dating now. Oh yeah, we're gonna live together. Oh yeah, that's nice. But if I want to cheat, I can just do it. Can just switch her out anyways. What will I lose? Not much. But when you get married, you really have to think of somebody like, okay, I want to marry this girl, but does she even match up to the criteria that I want of a woman? Oh yeah, well no. Okay, well I'm definitely not gonna marry her, because if I marry her and she does something strange, then I'll be stuck with that, or I have to divorce her, and that is way too painful to go through. That will destroy a lot of things. So yeah, no, I'd skip that. I'd rather focus on developing myself further and putting myself in a position where I can attract the right woman into my life. There was a point in my life when I was working in retail. I was developing myself. That was a year in 2022 when I discovered self-improvement, and I was just making a lot of progress in my development. All the years where I was slipping and falling and getting up again and still persevering and still learning and still going through the discomfort, as then compounded into that year when I was learning more and I was consistently making progress more than the years before. And I was attracting a lot of women. I looked good, I looked sharp, I smelled good, you know. The way that I spoke to people was attractive. The way that I presented myself was attractive. And yeah, that brought a lot of attraction to me. But I didn't date any girl. I didn't settle for somebody. Well, eventually, I did meet the woman that I married today, like this year, who is my wife. I met her during that period. But it wasn't just randomly. I wasn't just choosing, oh, you're good enough, I'll take you. When I could have just done that. And at some points, I wanted to do that because I was just waking up, working on music, going to work, developing myself, training. I was just doing the same things over and over again. But I knew damn well that if I was going to settle for somebody who didn't match up to the standards that I needed, the standards that I wanted, then why the hell am I developing myself even in the first place? Because at the end of the day, that's going to be destroyed. You're going to become the average of the 5 people you hang around with most. And if that person is of low quality, you're going to become low quality too. As much as you'd like to avoid it, it's still going to happen. And the only way that you can avoid it is by cutting that person off of your life. So if you have values, you have to respect your values. You cannot settle for somebody who is below your capabilities. You don't want to just settle for a random woman just because you want some sensation on your willy. Like, is that really what you're doing it for? Are you willing to like settle down with somebody, get a house with them, live together with them just for some sensation on your willy? No, so you have values, so continue to live up to your values. Continue to develop yourself. Continue to becoming the man that you desire to be. Continue to becoming the man that you look up to. The man that you'd like to have as a friend. Not the degenerate one, but the one who has an amazing business that he's running. The one who has an amazing family. The man that you would actually let your kids go to. Because you know that that man is somebody that your kids can learn from. Besides you, of course. A man that you can trust, a man who has values, a man who keeps his promise, a man who has his mind straight, a man who has an amazing marriage as well. You don't want to just have anyone in your life just because you feel lonely, just because you don't have friends right now. At the end of the day, those people are going to fade anyways because they're going to feel bad when they see you succeed. They're going to see that you're, you got things going for yourself. They're either going to hate you, they're going to try to slow you down, they're going to give you criticism for when you're growing or when you're going early to bed, because you take your life serious, and then you're going to feel bad, and they're going to make you feel like a bad friend. And then what? You're going to settle for less, because you're going to start doing the same things as them. So no, don't settle for that. And a woman is the same thing. So don't allow your environment to influence, like, don't allow what society is promoting to you right now to be that what you settle for. Because you know deep down that that is not the right thing to do. You know damn well what your desires are coming from. So listen to where those desires are coming from. And if they're coming from a bad place, out of neediness, then don't do it, because it's not going to result in anything good in your life. You need to have a purpose to strive for. You need to have like this greater mission that you go for. And as you go for that mission, the things that you need, the things that you want will come to you. But not because you're chasing it, but they are a result of the habits that you've learned and implemented and the actions that you've taken, which then attract those things to you. Having a purpose also keeps you from drifting away, because if you would settle for something that is below you, or for someone that is below you, your purpose is going to be at risk. You're going to spend less time on your purpose. It's going to be misaligned with your purpose. If your purpose is helping 100,000 people, then you're going to disappoint 100,000 people all because you wanted some sensation on your willy, all because you felt a little lonely, all because you've let your emotions run wild a bit. 100,000 people are counting on you to change their lives. And if that is a bit too heavy for you to take on, because these are things that I tell myself. Like, if I don't do this, if I don't spread this message, if I don't live up to my values, if I don't live up to that what I believe is right, then I'm disappointing a lot of people. Then I probably wouldn't be standing here in front of the camera. I'll probably be shooting heroin into my veins in some cracked up house, because that would be enjoyable. That would give me a lot of good sensations, I guess, because a lot of people are addicted to it. Like, I even heard a story this week, even when I was at work, of 2 people who I was working with, and they said, like, we had a colleague and he wanted to try heroin once, and he tried that, and he didn't leave his apartment for a week because of how much he craved it. Like, he was so amazed by its sensation that he didn't leave his house for a week because he was afraid of going out into the world and wanting and searching for that and injecting that into his veins again. That takes a lot of like self-awareness and a lot of courage as well to do that. But that just shows how big of a distraction all these pleasurable things are. You don't want to settle for something that is like quick pleasure, quick enjoyment, instant gratification. Fuck that. Fuck that, man. You're worth more. You can achieve more. So go do that. Is it painful? Yeah, absolutely. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be nice, but what's more painful? Being a loser or being a winner? And yeah, sometimes you will get horny. Yeah, sometimes you want to get it going. But do you want to just use it on anybody? Do you just want to give somebody your sacred energy? No, I don't think so. So use your energy right now to develop yourself, to eventually attract that person that you want to marry, to attract a woman that you can have children with, to attract a woman that you can do everything you want with her because she loves you and she lives up to the values that you care about. Isn't that more amazing than just having a random girlfriend, knowing that you two could break up when there's no commitment, when it's maybe going against the values of your religion? How many people will you disappoint? Maybe you'll disappoint your parents. Were they working their entire lives to you just have a random girlfriend? Did they sacrifice everything, move to a different country, build up the foundation here, had to learn a language, had to work 12-hour shifts just to you waste your time and have some sensation on your willy? Aren't you ashamed of yourself then? You probably are. Like, if you've watched this video up until this point, you probably are. And you respect yourself. And maybe you have like this desire to get it going, to spend time with them, but no, don't do that. Don't settle for those women. Don't have a girlfriend. Don't. Live up to your values. No matter how boring people may think you are, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. Like, I have this value that I will never consume TikTok. And when I was working in retail in 2022, I had a colleague who found out that I didn't watch TikTok. And he told me like, damn, you're really boring. Like, how much of a boring life do you have? And I thought to myself, I didn't tell him anything just out of politeness. I thought to myself, what is so enjoyable out of just watching mindlessly at somebody's content and scrolling past? What's so nice about that? You know, the time that I don't spend watching TikTok for hours, I'm working on myself, writing lyrics, improving my vocals, improving my presence in front of a microphone, improving my mixing skills. Eventually, I didn't become an artist, but I gained a lot of skills based on perseverance and mindset by doing that. So yeah, I don't feel bad that I didn't invest my time into TikTok, and I have a belief that it's not going to help me in any kind of way. And if you want to make it easier for yourself, cut those friends off. Cut them off and find people who are on the same line as you, who value the same things, who value religion, if you are a religious guy, who value having strong core values, who don't want to settle for a random girl, who want to make the best out of themselves and who want to marry someone, who respect their bodies, because you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with most. So your environment plays a huge influence on who you are and who you will become. Like, there's this quote who says, show me your friends and I'll show you who you'll be in 5 years. Yeah, let that one sink in. So to conclude this video, don't be jealous of those guys who are going out, of these influencers who are showing you this glamorous lifestyle of, yeah, women, money, fame, success, prostitutes, everything. All these rappers who are promoting that, don't become jealous of that, because it's not that good of a life. It really isn't. You want to achieve something completely different, or maybe you want to achieve something similar, but is that really the way that you want to go about it? Probably not. And don't be ashamed of it. Just be who you are. And keep working on becoming the greatest version of yourself. I'm not telling you to not talk to girls. You can talk to women. You can say hello, ask how they're doing. You can have conversations. You want to have conversations. You want to be comfortable talking to the other, like, gender. But that doesn't mean that you need to date them. And if you talk to somebody, let them, hopefully they will be of high quality. And remember that most relationships don't last. They really don't. A lot of relationships just crumble. Because people start to differ in values. People grow apart. Then the relationship doesn't last. You have to go through all that heartbreak for what? When you could have just kept working on yourself, kept developing yourself, and married somebody who you knew, someone who was going to go with you. That if you grow, she grows as well. All right? Remember that you are 100% responsible for the results in your life. Make the hard decision today, and I'll see you in the next one. All right? Bye-bye.